Hey guys, I'm going to be making an introduction video today. I am starting a new YouTube channel where I'm going to be talking about my two main hobbies, which is metal music and video games. This video is going to serve as just an introduction to kind of introduce myself, what kind of videos I want to make, and what my background is. First I'm going to talk about my music tastes. So mainly I listen nowadays to metal music, and that's the kind of videos that I want to make on this channel, is talking about metal, talking about new releases, older releases, lists. I'll talk more about the kind of videos that I want to make a little later. But first let me just introduce myself. My name is Tina, and like I said, want to make videos about metal music and video games. And my background with metal, I just started getting more heavily into metal music in the past year. It was not something that I had ever gotten into too heavily before that, although I did grow up with a background of rock music. In my household, when growing up as a kid, we always listened to rock music. Both of my parents were into that. My dad collected CDs and had huge collections of CDs, and before that, albums, and a lot of it was rock. Some of it was metal music, and that was kind of my first introduction to metal, but I didn't really start listening to it too much until the past year, when I really took a deep dive into metal music. And I thought that starting a YouTube channel where I talked about it would kind of help me get further into it, and also engage with other metal fans that like to discuss the genre. The first metal band I ever actually listened to was Metallica. That was kind of my introduction to metal. All of the earlier Metallica albums were albums that we had at home that we listened to, and that was how I first found out about metal music. We also had Megadeth and some other of the bigger metal bands. But I never really listened to them that much as a kid. It was more like my dad's music. But I've always been interested in metal, and so in the past year I finally decided, you know what, I've been interested in this music genre, and I'm never really gonna get into it unless I just do my research and see, start looking into it and see what bands I might like. And so I went onto Reddit and kind of searched for like a music subreddit, found the metal subreddit, and that was how I found like lists of metal albums that people who are getting into metal should listen to. And I listened to like 100 albums over the next few months, and wrote down my thoughts on all of them and everything. And that was how I got myself into metal, just all of the basics for each metal subgenre. I listened to as many of those classic albums as I could. And I would have to say my tastes now, I tend to be more into thrash metal and death metal. I would say those are my two biggest genres. But I find things that I love in all of the subgenres. I have my favorite black metal musicians. I have my favorite, doom metal albums and stuff. So that's not all I listen to. But I tend to gravitate more towards the thrashy, deathy side of things. So my other big hobby is video games. I wasn't planning on making that into a huge thing on this channel, although I would like to do videos on video games, just lists and year-end lists and what I'm playing lately and stuff like that. But for the most part, I want to make videos on metal music. And some of the ideas that I have that I want to try doing on this channel. And if you have any other ideas, feel free to comment on any videos you'd like to see me make. But the things that I was thinking of, something that I've been doing just on my own lately, since I'm very new to metal music, there's still so many huge bands that I haven't really been able to dive into yet. And what I've been doing is like discography runs of big bands. The most recent one that I did, I just listened to some of Manila Road's albums, what people refer to as the Big Four Manila Road albums, which are Crystal Logic, Open the Gates, The Deluge, and Mystification. I just finished listening to all of those. Really enjoyed them. I can make a video about that if that sounds interesting to you. But what I would like to do more on this channel is more of those discography runs where I check out bands that every metal fan should listen to, but I, for whatever reason, haven't really heard them all that much in this past year. And I'll listen to all the albums, then I'll make a video on what I thought about all the albums, which ones I really liked, what I thought about, you know, the progression of that band's career and sound and everything, and just my general reactions to albums. And then at the end of each video, I can like announce which band I want to do next. So then maybe anybody watching my videos, if you want to do it along with me, you can do your own run through that band's albums, and then I'll post my video with my reactions, and then you can post your comments on, oh, well, this is what I thought of that band. If you wanted to do those runs with me, I think that would be really fun to discuss. Other things that I like to do, new releases. I try to check out at least a couple of new releases every single week, just to keep up with what's coming out lately, so that I like to do like my year-end lists, what all of my favorite albums were that came out that year. And so I try to keep up with every single week what's coming out that's new, to try not to miss anything. And I could do like best releases of June, July, or whatever, videos listing what I thought that came out that was really good, and just lists in general. I could do like favorites lists for each genre or each year or whatever, or era. I love doing lists, so that would definitely be something I'd be interested in doing, just all kinds of lists. Most influential albums to my music listening, that kind of thing. And then of course, like I said, the year-end list. Every December I would like to do a video just listing all the albums, all my favorite albums that came out that year, and then people could comment what their lists are, and discuss what came out, maybe some albums that I missed, that I didn't hear, that were really good that came out. I also thought about possibly doing reviews, but I'm really new at this, and I'm not a musician. Like I've never taken music theory or anything like that, so I don't know if anybody would want to see me do any reviews or anything, because like I wouldn't really know what I'm talking about. But I could talk about like what I thought about new albums that I listened to, or like do reactions to albums. I think that would be interesting. Or I could do like ratings, 5-star ratings, and stuff like that. I don't think that I would be posting actual songs in my videos, because I'm not well versed on the whole YouTube copyright thing, and I don't want to like run into trouble with that. I would have to do my own research on how other channels handle that, like playing music in their videos without getting in trouble with YouTube and stuff. But I could do stuff like that, reviews, or unboxing. Like if I buy CDs or shirts or something, I could show you guys what I got, like a haul video kind of thing. Or I could order like the Metalhead box and do unboxings of those. Another thing I wrote on here, and it's very unfortunate that I decided to start this channel at this particular time, because one of the things I wrote down was doing recaps of shows that I go to. And as everybody probably knows, nobody's going to shows right now. There are no shows. everybody is staying inside, and you know, with everything going on in the world, we don't really have anything like that happening. But whenever we do start to get shows again, I'm definitely planning on going to as many shows as I can. As soon as they start up, I had made like a New Year's resolution. I'm going to go to as many shows as I can this year, and then, you know, what happens with the world. And so I haven't been to any shows this year, but I definitely plan on going to them and talking about them, making videos about them. So that's something else I could do. And then if you have any other ideas for like videos that I could do with music related or metal related, I would love to hear them. Anything that you would like me to do. Video games, like I said, I want the focus to be more like on metal music, because that's really like my big thing right now, is exploring metal, learning more about bands and discovering new music and more bands and older bands that I just haven't had a chance to get into yet. But video game wise, I could do lists, like my favorites, what am I playing right now, what's the best games that came out this year, what I'm looking forward to, what I've bought recently, or even just like game specific videos or tips videos. I would be open to doing that. But I want to concentrate more on the music for this channel. So that's about all that I had written down that I wanted to do, but just let me know if you have any other ideas, or if, I don't know if anybody's even going to watch this video. Maybe I'm just doing this for myself, for my own entertainment. But I think this video has gone on long enough. You've gotten a decent introduction to myself. Just to recap, my name is Tina. I've been listening to metal for about a year, but I'm going to listen to a whole lot more, and I would love to share that experience with you, and I hope that you go along on this journey with me. So I'll post my first actual video pretty soon, and not sure what I'm going to do for that, but I'll see you guys later, and keep on rocking on and discovering new music. Bye bye.